What's up, everyone? Welcome to the 534th episode of the Pokemon Podcast. It's super effective. I'm your host, Steve. With me is Greg.
Hello. I am back from the dentist, and it was bad.
Like, you have cavities bad, or like...
No, my teeth are fine. But they scraped and polished them, and my mouth is unhappy, and I don't like going to the dentist, and it's like 40 minutes out of my... I paid them to torture my mouth, which is like, why am I in this relationship?
I feel like that's our relationship with Pokemon GO.
Oh, I was going to say, because I sprained both my feet, I realized yesterday, I'm like, I haven't played Pokemon GO in almost 3 weeks now because I can't walk.
What? There's a lot to unpack there. Will is not here, but Cody is here.
You guys thought you were rid of me. It is not true.
We never thought we were rid of you.
Well, some of the, I don't know. But now that I'm on
a small segment that hoped, but
now that I'm on an episode with Steve, it's confirmed that I'm not a fever dream. I'm here.
It's official canon.
Yeah. Hi, I'm here. I am going to the dentist on Friday, and I am excited. I don't fear the dentist.
You think there's a dentist podcast?
Oh, yes.
100%. I'm going to look it up right now.
It's The Real Tooth.
I hate that name.
Did you make that up just now?
I did.
My gosh. You need to patent that.
No.
Okay, so here's the thing. We're recording this on Wednesday because I'm headed to TwitchCon. So by the time this episode goes up, I'll probably be on a plane back from TwitchCon. Yeah, I've been traveling a lot. So I was like, we're just record it early and then don't have to worry about putting Will in charge. Will has a life. And then I was like, there's probably going to be Pokemon news. What happens is whenever we record early, there's going to be Pokemon news. There is, apparently.
There is.
As of us recording this, there's a new trailer supposed to drop tomorrow. So if you're listening to this episode and you're like, why didn't they talk about the new trailer? It's because we recorded this the day before. But if you're listening to this and you want to hear my thoughts, I will probably still stream that like 2-minute trailer on Twitch, probably talk about it for like 10 minutes and then throw that up on YouTube. So if you're listening to this right now and you want to know my thoughts on the trailer, that'll probably be up on YouTube by the time you're listening to this podcast. So we do have some Pokemon Nose Pass. We have some Pokemon Nose Pass. We have some Pokemon news to go through. Not a whole lot because, again, I'm traveling, so we're going to try to keep the show to about an hour. But we're going to start with some Pokemon Go news first, which we haven't even talked about Pokemon Go in 2 weeks. Which I think goes hand in hand with Greg saying he's not playing. Because Fashion Week happened, and then what was the week before that? Was Psychic Week or something?
Yeah, sure.
I played a lot of Pokemon Go when I was in South Korea, and then I got back, and I was like, I'm good. I'm all right.
It was wild because somebody had posted something. I saw a daily incense post on Twitter, and my brain went, oh, right, we used to play that game. Huh. Well, okay.
Mm-hmm. I think that for the Fashion Week, they didn't do a very good job of, highlighting the fact that a lot of these fashion Pokemon can now be shiny as well, in their fashion forms. Because I didn't know until I started seeing people posting shiny Furfru. And then I was like, wait, what? I should have been catching Furfru this whole time. Rather than just looking at it and being like, I can't do anything with that anymore.
See, I had the opposite thought of I've been traveling and I didn't have any Furfru because I deleted them all. And I was like, I could be changing these Furfru forms while in the country.
Oh man, I need to get that because I just figured out I'm going to go to Japan in 2024 for a conference. There's a International Congress of Entomology is in Kyoto in 2024, and I just put it in a grant that I'm going to go. So I need to get as many Furfru as possible right now.
They got different bugs over there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got a lot of different bugs over there.
It's a lot of different bugs.
And they don't speak English either.
No, there's this. That's why we all go with Latin. So.
Yep.
The first event here, this is off PokemonGoLive.com. Get Cosmic with our Evolving Stars event. To be fair, it's not that there wasn't anything to do in Pokemon Go for the last couple weeks. There have been. So they're moving from Fashion Week to Evolving Stars. The Season of Light story unfolds. You can continue to follow Cosmog's story. A new part of the season-long special research will unlock. Complete it to take another step on your adventure with Cosmog. Cosmoem will make its debut. Trainers will be able to evolve Cosmog into Cosmoem by using 25 Cosmog candy. Don't worry about evolving your only Cosmog. Rumor has it that you'll have an opportunity to encounter an additional Cosmog in the distant future. There will be a Mega Gyarados Raid Day from Saturday, October 8th. This will already be over by the time it goes up. From 2 to 5. Mega Gyarados will be more frequently in raids. You will get 5 bonus raid passes. You'll have an increased chance of getting shiny Gyarados. I don't know what that means. I'm assuming that's like a 1 in 20 because like Mega Pokemon aren't 1 in 20. So I guess that's probably what it means. More Pokemon appearing in the wild. People like lists. Here's your list. Kakuna, Pidgeotto, Poliwhirl, Kadabra, Haunter, Rhyhorn, Seadra, Scyther, Eevee, Swinub, Ralts, Duskull, Tynamo, Litwick, and Helioptile will be appearing more frequently in the wild. Why is it Kakuna, Pidgeotto, Poliwhirl, Kadabra, Haunter? None of these can be shinies. The ones the previous forms can be. I don't know.
That is weird.
What they're doing here.
I keep trying to like somehow attach them to light, and I'm like, no, that doesn't work either.
No.
They're like Gen 1 Pokemon are too boring, so let's give them middle forms finally, but not make them shiny.
I mean, Pidgeotto, because they're trying to draw attention to the fact that we do light pollution and that when we turn our lights on at night and leave our lights on at night, we are disrupting the migrations of birds. So
I'm sure Niantic is out of that.
Other than that, I don't understand this.
Okay.
Hey, Niantic, with Wiglet, we now know that Niantic knows about science with convergent evolution and stuff like that. And so even though I hate Wiglet, all here for the science. But
I think you're covering up the fact that all birds were replaced by robots in the 1950s.
Yeah.
So they just need to update the software, and that will fix the light pollution migration issue.
That would be awesome. That software update needs to get through.
Yeah.
I'm excited about Helioptile here. I haven't had a lot of it. I mean, it's not shiny, but don't have a ton of those.
Hasn't that been in the game before?
Yeah,
sure.
This is the only new thing about this is Cosmoem, which 25 is really low.
That's because they're going to charge you a big old 100 to get that to Solgaleo or Lunala.
Fair.
Walk with that friend because you can't catch it.
But also, like, what I mean, like, Cosmoem does evolve into Solgaleo or Lunala, right? But aren't they not just going to stick those into raids at some point to get your dollars?
Yeah.
So is it even worth evolving the Cosmo? You're probably better off keeping it as a Cosmog or a Cosmoem because they said here they're giving us another one. Who knows? I don't know if that's like behind like a $4.99.
So the question is if there's going to be like a time travel event, and that's what they're hinting at, like we're gonna like the next is the season of time, and then there's gonna be a whole thing about Celebi taking you in throughout time. Is that the distant future? Because it feels weird that they say not in the distant future and not just in the future.
Or is it that they're not going to put these in raids? Like this is going to be the only way to get them, and the only thing
that would be like Niantic hates money.
Yeah, that's true.
You know,
but
we know they don't hate money.
Would they put Cosmog in raids only, like because they want you to do all this stuff to evolve them?
I don't think they would put Cosmog in raids because that would be easier to farm as like a solo player, and they want people to.
Or they make you do raids for Ultra Beasts, and when you do the raids for Ultra Beasts, you get Cosmog candy as well.
That would require new programming that I don't think Niantic is capable of.
That's not a copy and paste. So
Cool. Speaking of raids,
by the time this podcast goes up, Yveltal should be leaving raids. Xerneas should be appearing in raids.
Okay, I'm putting it out there. When Xerneas goes into raids, let me know, because I do want a shiny Xerneas. I don't care about Bacon Bird, but I kind of like shiny Rainbow Deer. So just FYI, people, hit me up. I haven't been playing Pokemon Go for a while, so you're going to need to like Twitter me or Instagram me or Slack me. Because even if you send it to me in game, I will get it 4 minutes after it was over and completed. So don't trust Go to get me anything on time.
Obviously, we covered this news before, but just a reminder: Litwick Community Day is coming up Saturday, October 15th, from 2 to 5 local time. Litwick will appear more in the wild. If you evolve Lampet into Chandelure, you will get the Charge Attack Poltergeist.
Poltergeist. I'm like, you get.
Got me really excited.
It produces a new Pokemon and throws it at people.
Yeah, but it's like when you see a chandelier in a house and you're like, oh, look at that chandelier, and you're like, oh, I got Pokemon on the brain.
Oops.
I would be terrified if it was a chandelier, though, because like that thing's gonna kill me.
You get 3 times the catching XP. You get 2 times the catch candy. You get 2 times the XL catch candy if you're 31 and higher. Lure modules will last 3 hours. Incense will last 3 hours. Snapshot for a surprise. 1 additional special trade for a maximum of 2 during the day. Trades will be 50% less Stardust. They are doing the 4-star raid battles again, where Lampet will appear in 4-star raids. You can only join these using remote raid passes or premium raid raid passes or premium raid pass. Remote raid passes cannot be used. And then obviously when you knock out the Lampet, Litwick will appear in a 300 meters radius around the gym hosted the raid for 30 minutes. So you still have the same odds as a shiny one. You just don't have the bonuses we talked about. So no 3 times catch, no double candy, but still shininess. We did this at the Mall of America, Greg, and I know we talked about it a little bit, but the Staravia, well, it was it was Starly and Staravia. And I will say, like, the privilege of being able to play at the Mall of America is number 1, amazing place to play. But number 2, like, I actually did it where I focused on just catching. And like I didn't care about the like shiny. I just wanted all the bonuses. And then when it ended, I was like, cool, now I can like shiny hunt, because I was there for more than 3 hours. Whereas like how I used to play when I didn't care about XP because I was like level 40 and there was no reason to get XP, I wouldn't catch anything. I would just tap, is it shiny? No. Tap, is it shiny? No. And I wasn't really getting any of the bonus stuff. I was a naive player, not thinking they would raise the level cap.
I mean, we knew they would raise the level cap, but there still wasn't a whole lot of reason to do it.
Yeah, it's true. So, like, when we were done with Starly Community Day, I was like, oh, I only got like 5 shinies. Which, like, some people are like, wow, 5 is a lot. Or some people are like, oh, 5 is nothing. But, like, after I was there for another hour and we did like 3 Staravias or whatever, and I got like another 5 in that hour. But it was like cool because I didn't have to worry about like I was able to focus on like the whatever the bonus was. I think it was Stardust for Starly or something. Of course, that requires a really good place to play, which Mall America does. But I don't know. There was a lot of people, like the first one they did was bad because like
the first one they did was bad.
And now that these eggs pretty much pop pretty shortly after the event, within like 5 minutes, that's much better. And I still think this is, I guess it's better than nothing, which is probably not giving Niantic praise. But like, again, if you can't make Community Day and you and like 2 other people run to a gym down the street from your house, you have a mini Community Day for 30 minutes for, you know, your free raid pass.
It's something. And it's it's a nod to at least trying to let people have an ounce of flexibility. Like, it definitely does not fix the problem that they created themselves, but it does at least allow people who can't necessarily make that time have a path forward. And also, it's weird because the mere fact that they do it sort of undermines the reason why they cut Community Day down to 3 minutes. And it's a whole array of mixed signals. But what it does do is it gets people to, the one thing I do say it does do that they want it to do is you have to be with people in your community to make this happen. So despite how it undermines pretty much every other message they said about the Community Day change, it does do the one thing by saying you have to be together in a community to make this happen.
I'm excited for this, like, even just like from reading these event bonuses, because as someone who is still trying to level, like hasn't hit level cap, but I'm past 40, so it's like this interminable slog. 3 times experience for catching Pokemon is pretty awesome, especially if you're hitting excellence. And especially if I like pop a lucky egg during this event. Like if there's a moment where I have a bunch of stuff that I could possibly like evolve and be catching these things as well and getting all of that extra experience, it's pretty awesome. And then also, since I know that my friends are also going to be playing during this time, might also be popping a lucky egg. There's like at least 5 different slackers that I am really close. Like I'm that one day away from best friends or whatever. And I'm just like, every time we try and schedule it, I'm like, I'm not available during that entire, like I'm going to be in the field. I'm not going to have service. Like I can't do that. But I know that they're going to be playing, and a lot of them are luckily only an hour or 2 away, time zone wise. And so they might also be playing like during this time. So, that's really cool. Like when it was something like Stardust, I'm like, thanks. I don't personally, I don't really care since I'm not like into PvP and stuff. So I don't really need to like max out my Pokemon. I'm here for collecting and leveling. And so I'm excited about that for sure.
If you're in the UK, you could be excited that a Pokemon bus is bringing Pikachu to Manchester's Trafford Centre for a special treasure hunt art trail. I didn't see really anyone talking about this.
Well, it's very highly specific to one area.
It's really cool though. So yeah.
Yeah.
I read it. I was like, oh, this is really cool. I wish I lived there.
So the Pokemon Company International has announced a partnership with the Trafford Center today. This is off Secret. Maybe this is why no one's heard of it. It's off secretmanchester.com. In the form of an art trail called Pokemon Art Through the Ages, which will be exhibited in Manchester's shopping center, a special treasure hunt style event will take place this autumn through the Trafford Center, where visitors will be able to discover the hidden art of 151 originally discovered Pokemon in the Kanto region. The Pokemon art is available to visit between October 27th to November 13th and will showcase a wide variety of artistic techniques and styles across the ages, including cave paintings, stained glass, oil paintings for families and fans to enjoy free of charge. Visitors who discover the 10 hidden oil paintings and unscramble the secret code. Is it just Mew? Is that what you're unscrambling? Yep. Unscramble the secret code to visit game within Trafford Center to collect a double-sided limited edition poster at no cost. Will be subject to availability. I don't know if game is as bad as GameStop, but I wonder if they'll like, hey, I finished my puzzle. Can I get my poster? And they're like, yeah, but you need to pre-order Scarlet.
But part of the puzzle is pre-ordering Scarlet and Violet. So
the hidden puzzle is we'll take $5 for the newest Call of Duty. Additional activities will be offered within a booklet visitors can complete at their own leisure, and even more goodies up for grab, including a certificate for finding all 151 Kanto Pokemon. Fans will be able to hone their creativity skills at the main stage area. There are special workshops designed for children ages 6 to 11. Guests who want a break from art hunting can meet Pikachu at scheduled times or watch Pokemon movies and episodes of the Pokemon animated series at the main stage. Plus, the following mysterious sightings from September 21st of Pikachu boarding a bus. Pikachu will make its way to the Trafford Center on the new Pokemon bus to celebrate the opening day. So they're saying the bus is only going to be here on October 17th. I think the reason I pulled this news, even though it is to a specific area, I feel like this is how you do an event.
Yeah.
Like you have like a treasure hunt, you got like a free poster, you have like the meet and greet with Pikachu, you have the special workshop to dump your kids at so you can do something else. You have the movie stuff. Like, it seems really, really cool, and it kind of reminds me of when they did the mall tour for Black and White, where they really put a lot of effort in. And then like reading something like this kind of makes me like slightly jaded for like something like Safari Zone, where it's just like walk in a circle for 6 hours. Like, yeah, they had a Pikachu meet and greet, and like there's no merch booth there, but like why does it seem like this little art thing has more thought and passion put behind it than like a lot of stuff recently? Maybe that's just pandemic stuff.
Yeah, no, I think a lot of it, like this type of opportunity allows for them to leverage like possibly like local artists. Like, if there was something like this in my state, even if it was a couple hour drive away, where it's like local artists have been commissioned to do these paintings or stained glass or cave paintings or whatever throughout this mall, come to this mall and spend a day and get like a certificate that said that you found them all, I would do that in a heartbeat. I'd make a day out of it. And
Yeah,
of
sounds
course,
good.
Oh yeah.
I would like, that would be super fun. As like an adult that likes to go to museums and see art, like if it's something that is art plus Pokemon, love that. And I think it's the way that this is different is that this doesn't, it's not money. Like this isn't, you don't have to spend money to do this. There's no there's nothing that you put money towards. There's not like a booth that's like spend money here. Like, of course you spend money in the shops,
right?
But if you're going, it's just not a money grab in the way that like I feel like Safari Zones and things. Of course, I've not been to one, so I know you can speak well to that, Steve. That like there's just a lot of opportunity for you to put money into TCPI or Niantic or whatever at those other events.
No, I mean I think if you like lived in Seoul and you liked Pokemon, it was a no-brainer to go to Goyang to play in the Safari Zone. But because that park was so big and because they had so much space and because you were technically there all day, it just felt like, why isn't there more to do?
Yeah.
Like, they only had music playing in the one section. So, like, as soon as you walked away from that, it was like, yeah, it's the rest of the park, but, like, it almost felt like you were punished for walking around the lake because, like, everything around the lake was, like, there's no Pokemon themes. There was, like, nothing to signify that you were there. And then you walked back around, and you're like, all right, I'm back where all the people are, where the trading is happening, where the music is playing, where the Pikachus are dancing. It's just, like, this little area. It felt like 1/10 of the park. And maybe it was like, well, we want to preserve the, we want you to look at this beautiful park. And it was a beautiful park, but also like once you started that trek around that lake, you were committed.
You're on it.
So it kind of felt like there should have been like a pit stop on the other side, or just, something more to do. Again, it could just be because I went to like the World Championship and there was a million things to do there too. And a lot of that stuff was like free or didn't need a ticket. So it's a little like this mall tour seems like there's not tour, but this mall event seems like there's so much to do for like this 2-week period at this mall. And I mean, I'm sure the mall is very happy to host this because I'm sure it brings in a lot of money for them. There's obviously, even though there's no credit or no money to do this, somebody's making money. Mm-hmm. You get people in that mall. Somebody's making money. But also, I'm sure
it's good for advertising, right? Like they have a game coming out shortly after this ends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm sure that game. I wonder if that. I don't know where this mall is specifically, but I wonder if this mall is the one that gets 1 million pre-orders for Scarlet and Violet because they're pushing people this way.
I mean, it's in Manchester.
I don't know. Did I go to Manchester when I was in? I don't know where I went.
I don't think you did. Did you leave London?
London's big. I went to the eye of the Ferris wheel thing. Is that still technically London?
No, because Manchester is very far north of London. So if you didn't leave London, you didn't go to Manchester.
It's not a suburb. It's like a whole.
It's a whole nother town.
I will note here in this. So in the article, it says October 27th to 13th. That's actually a typo. In the picture, it says October 17th to November 13th.
Yeah, I would trust the picture.
And they also say that
I see the typo you're talking about.
If the bus is there on the opening day on October 17th, then that original is the typo. So just like 17th through 13th. So it's not
almost
just 2 weeks. It's almost a month.
It's almost a month, yeah.
So, but yeah, it seems I agree. I get what you're saying. Like it seems like there's more thought and more effort put into this type of event, or like more effort and thought put into this than a one-day event where you'd think they'd put like all their cookies in one basket of like a bunch of people are coming here for this thing, let's do a lot, and then there's not even a pit stop.
Yeah, but I mean, we're comparing Niantic Safari Zone to a whole Pokemon Company's media event, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I highly doubt Niantic gets like a discretionary budget from the Pokemon Company International. They have to pay out of their own budgets, and they're a big company, but they are not money deep like the Pokemon Company.
Goyang couldn't even afford Eevee. It was just a Pikachu meet and greet.
Yeah,
there was no Eevee.
I want halfway around that lake, I want people dressed in water Pokemon outfits handing out water.
There you go.
I want the Squirtle Squad.
Now that you said that, there was no water stations. Although that could
just be like they don't care about your.
Yeah.
Here's my concern: if I see people dressed up as water Pokemon hand me water, I'm going to assume that they spit that water out of their mouths into it, because that's how water gun works in the anime. And I'd be looking at that water askance the entire time, like, I don't know where this came from.
But you need it in your body, so it's okay.
VGC update here. I'll squeeze in a little bit of news before we take a break, because I think the next article is going to take more than 10 minutes. Series 14 is going to start on November 1st. Series 13 is running right now. Series 13 is the same rules as last season, which is like whatever you want. You want Victini and Magearna and Zarude on a team. I don't know why. You'd probably auto lose with those three. But you can do that. Series 14, which will start November 1st, will return to 2 restricted Pokemon, no mythical. So if you remember the World Championships, the 2 restricteds that won were Shadow Calyrex and Zacian, and then the other ones that were very dominant was Kyogre, Groudon, Palkia. What was the other one? The Ice Rider Calyrex also. So those Pokemon very dominant. Zacian being incredibly dominant, of course. So this is like the normal, what World Championships rules were. It's returning to that on November 1st. So you can enjoy that for the 18 days before Scarlet and Violet if you were sick of the mythical format, which it didn't sound like a lot of people were thrilled with the mythical format. I remember asking my friend Joe, he's like a top player. qualified for Worlds, made it to day 2 of Worlds, which is incredibly impressive. And I remember being like, hey, I really want to try Series 13 or 12 or whatever it was with the mythical Pokemon. I was like, can you send me like 2 rental teams? And he sent me 2 teams, and neither of the teams had mythical Pokemon on it. And I was like, oh, I meant like the new mythical format. I was like, I wanted to try that, and he was like, these are the best teams in this current format. And I was like, oh,
no.
I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, all the mythicals are bad. I understand.
Did it have a Warzard though?
No Warzard. No, yeah, no.
Come
Warzard.
on.
What about Wagonite?
Stop.
Did you see that picture?
I did see that. It was very good.
Oh my gosh.
Boo.
Okay. Let's take a break. When we come back, we got some Pokemon licensing stuff, Pokemon eBay thing, and our question of the week. So we will be right back. And we are back from our break. So I don't know if y'all remember, but there was a really weird Pokemon Go / Longchamp,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yep.
Tie-in that they did for the I think it was when they first introduced Furfrou. It was like the original Fashion Week. It was
Yeah.
2 years ago. And these Longchamp, sorry, I know it's French. I'm probably saying it wrong. I apologize.
Longchamp.
These purses, these bags were like $800. And they were like black and white, and they had like Pikachu on them. They look really great.
Yeah.
I'm not in the market for a purse, but I'm sure at least half of our listeners are in the market for a purse.
Prices are for everybody.
Sure, yeah. I have just enough bags in my life that I don't need an $800 Longchamp purse.
You are a sling liker.
I do like the slings, yes. Slings are in right now.
It's like saying fanny packs are in right now. They were never in. They never will be in. People just wear them and then try to tell everybody these are in right now. They're not.
Slings are in right now. So anyways, there was that collaboration. There's been a ton of collaborations since, right? There was the BBC, not to be confused with the news
Billionaire
brand.
Boys Club.
Billionaires Boy Club. They did actually send me a shirt. They sent me that $50 Mewtwo shirt.
What?
Ooh.
They did. I haven't even opened it yet, but I was like, oh, this is. I feel weird wearing a $50 shirt. I feel like it's you frame it or something.
What
Pharrell,
cheap clothing are you buying?
I was gonna say
$50 shirt is not a lot.
It is
if
a
it's
lot.
high quality.
Are you out of your mind?
Listen,
I could go to Target and get a 3-pack of T-shirts for like $7.99.
Yeah, well, FYI, podcast listeners, do not ever go to Steve for fashion advice.
Though that hoodie is pretty awesome that you're wearing right now.
That's true. I got the mod hoodie on. So there has been a lot of collaboration since. This is off fashionunited.com.
Okay, before we get too far into it, I wanted to state what my absolute favorite part of this, and it's right at the top. Can you guess?
Right at the top.
Yeah.
It says by sponsor.
It says advertorial by sponsor. So it's admitting it's an editorial and an advertisement right there by unknown sponsor. This is the greatest article, writer and title I've ever read in my life.
You know, I've never heard of fashionunited.com, but I'm sure they have their finger on the pulse.
They do, especially since this is August 24th, and we're just getting to it now.
Yeah, again, like I felt like I pulled a lot of articles that like no one actually talked about because it wasn't about tree texture in a video game. Like sometimes the Pokemon community hyper focuses on some really specific stuff and ignores everything else. I think this stuff is interesting though. It's titled "How Pokemon Forges Successful Licensing Partnerships." From the trading card games and the video games to fashion collaborations, the Pokemon universe is continuing to evolve, and instantly recognizable characters such as Pikachu and Jigglypuff have made it one of the most powerful brands in the world of licensing. We're going to pause here, and as we talked about before, Pokemon Pokemon does not make its money from video games. It does make some money from video games.
Like it's not like it's a net loss.
I believe it's close to about 65% of all its money comes from merchandise, and about 20% of its money comes from video games. And then like 10% is like TCG stuff. And the rest is like movies and anime and all that stuff. As a leading global entertainment brand, Pokemon has a remarkably diverse, I've said that weird, fan base spanning several generations from kids to adults of all ages. To expand its reach and engage with all its fans, the franchise has grown with licensing and collaborations to create new encounters with Pokemon. In 2021, the Pokemon Company celebrated its 25th anniversary and marked one of its most successful years to date, ranking 5th in the top 150 global licensors report, showcasing the most powerful brand licensing programs at retail from 2021, with a sale of $8.5 billion US dollars, up from $5.1 billion that it did in 2020. So yeah, in 1 year, it was able to make an extra $3.4 billion just by...
And all that went to a mall tour in Manchester.
They just put all of it in Manchester.
All of it. Give it $3 billion to Manchester.
This success is not only due to the colorful and playfulness of Pokemon characters that continue to offer inspiration, but also the diversity of collaborations. Entering the metaverse with... Charlie Cohen to design collections with Jeremy Scott and GCDS, as well as affordable line retailers such as ASOS, I don't know how to say that, ASOS, as well as Levi's, Converse, Adidas. They like picked like 3 like supposed to be well-known designers. I'm sure they are well-known if you're in that space.
They are in that space, absolutely, yes.
I don't know them.
I just love how they really showed off their eliteness in this, because they were like Charlie Cohen, Jeremy Scott, and GCDS. I'm like, I don't know who those are. And then they were like, as well as affordable lines. And then,
yeah.
and then they mentioned brands that I know.
All the things you scrubs know.
I'm like, oh no, I'm an affordable.
I don't know who Jeremy Scott is, so apparently I'm in the like they really call you out there. Like
they really
if you know the first 3, you're like, oh, luxury, and then like the other 3 is like, oh, I guess I'm going to Target today. To find out more about who Pokemon partners with and what makes a great collaboration, Fashion United, this is the article, spoke to the brand licensing director for EMEA, EMEA, which is like Europe, Africa, I think. I know what the other E and the other M is. It's pretty much for like the non-US market, but also not Japanese market.
Europe, Middle East, and Africa.
Oh, Middle East. That's what the ME is. Europe, Middle East, Africa. Matthew Galante. The great thing about Pokemon is that we have a broad global appeal, so we can partner with a wide range of brands from high street to designer fashion, mixing affordable products along with aspirational lines with cutting-edge collaborators. There's a lot of buzzwords in that. We are constantly looking for brands that we can connect with our fans of all ages. Pokemon is not just for kids. There is much more to our licensing business, and over the years, we have produced fashion collaborations spanning apparel, footwear, accessories for both adults and kids. Is this like the first time an official Pokemon employee has like said in a press release that Pokemon is not just for kids?
I have not heard that like anywhere else. Like, this is the first time I'm hearing of it, and I applaud. People on the video saw that I applauded.
Yeah, I don't know that they've officially stated that. I think they've called it for everyone before.
Yeah,
but I don't know that they specifically said not just for kids.
I think like some of the previous collaborations that we have seen in the last few years, like, has definitely shown that it's not just for kids. Like some of the shirts that I know that you've worn, Steve, like the business attire short shirts, like those aren't obviously aren't for children, and so like
the $100 original Stitch, they're not selling that to like 6-year-olds.
6-year-olds don't. The 6-year-olds want the $300 Charlie Cohen designer collection. I think, but this is the first time it's very explicitly stated that I've heard.
Yeah, I mean, it's always a frustrating conversation of like, you as us as adults making a Pokemon podcast, and then we have a valid criticism of the games or the series or the franchise, and then somebody's like, "Why do you care so much? It's just a kid's thing," which is like. It almost reminds me of like the mindset of like my parents being like, when are you going to stop playing video games? Like, when are you going to grow up and like leave that like it's almost like a hyper focus on a single game. And like it feels like that's what they're doing with Pokemon. It's like, when are you going to grow up and stop playing? It's like, when are you going to grow up and stop watching
sports
or anime?
I always say that to people. I'm like, when are you going to stop watching football? Because kids play football.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just so weird.
When are you going to get past that kid game?
And you just don't get that with other Nintendo branded. Like, you don't get that with Mario or Zelda. Like, I've never heard somebody be like, Zelda's a kid's game. But it's.
I mean, I have, but I'm also older. So
it's like Nintendo is really good. And
but also, I think
it
also speaks to the fact that Pokemon is incredibly, incredibly, incredibly recognizable. More than like people know of Mario, but they're not like there aren't a ton of Mario action figures or card games in the toy section at a Target.
Sometimes there is, but
for the most part, there's not as many things. Like it's part of their success that they are very well branded, and part of that is adults like, oh, I saw that as a kid. Mm-hmm. And so they just connect those two. And it's a lot of lazy thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what I was going to say is Nintendo has been very good. A lot of game companies have been very good at making their games appeal to all ages. Mm-hmm. And if you look at like very successful games like Fortnite or Minecraft, like I felt like those games, and I don't have this. I'm sure those companies know. I felt like those games first appealed to people my age, and then it dripped down into kids. And at least from what I've heard of teachers, because I've talked to a bunch of teachers that have come through my stream or like in person, they're like, "Yep, kids just like it would be shocking if I didn't see like 7 kids with a Fortnite shirt on."
Yeah.
And it's like Fortnite to me, they didn't like design it for like 8-year-olds. I'm sure 8-year-olds love Fortnite, and that's cool. But like, they were successful because they made a game that just happened to appeal to everyone. Mm-hmm. And there are plenty of adults, there are plenty of teenagers, there are plenty of kids. I am sure Grandpa and Grandma somewhere are playing Fortnite and watching, Travis Scott perform in Fortnite with his concert. Like, I'm sure that is happening somewhere out there.
Well, I mean, also like another parallel to draw here is like Marvel, like,
yeah,
and things like I know that people for a long time, and again, this is not true, that comic books are for kids and like blah blah blah, and like that's not true. And now you can see that very clearly in that the Marvel movies are this huge industry, and you see people constantly dressing up as them for, cosplay or Halloween, or it's so commonplace to see someone wearing a shirt that has some type of tie to Marvel, versus if I were to wear like a Pokemon shirt or something like that, I could get those comments of like, wow, you still play Pokemon? And I'm like, why is that different? Like, why is this the different thing? And I don't understand it either.
Did I ever tell you that people at work tried and very unsuccessfully they did not succeed at shaming me about Pokemon? They tried for like 2 minutes, and I read them the riot act. I'm like, no, we are not playing this game.
Yeah.
It says here in the article, we strive to create an exceptional and we tried to create exceptional collaborations with must-have appeal. A truly impactful collaboration stands out for being innovative, original, and creative, while also sticking out in the minds of our fans. A good collaboration needs to be authentic to Pokemon's values and truly understand our amazing audience. We are very protective of our brand, and we do everything possible to ensure that our products connect and resonate with our fans. That can be seen through our consistent and strong retail sales across various partnerships. Our brand ethos is to surprise and delight our fans with collaborations. Just look at Longchamp and Clark's, for example. These are brands you wouldn't immediately associate with Pokemon. That's true. That's those are two very good examples. Our Longchamp and Pokemon collaboration was a huge success in 2020 as it playfully brought two iconic brands together, blending French elegance with Japanese kawaii. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
The fashion accessory collection saw Pikachu adorning 27 products from luggage to tote bags to phone cases, scarves, and key rings. We also dressed up Pikachu in a jockey helmet to pay homage to Longchamp's logo. It was also fun to promote this collection as 250 Longchamp stores worldwide held Pokemon branding and held pop-up events. The highlight was our special in-game Pokemon GO event during Paris Fashion Week. The activity achieved global press and social media coverage and was hugely successful in terms of turnover and media value. So I think this is my favorite, like, 2 paragraphs of the entire article, because we literally sat here on a 30-minute episode being like, who's buying an $800 purse? Yeah. Like, who's buying an $800 Pikachu purse? And it's so great to hear now, 2 years later, that the Pokemon Company talking about this and being like, this specific, like, not only was this crazy that, like, these two and they say it here, like, it was unexpected for Longchamp and Pokemon to be there, but them to say it was hugely successful, and it wasn't, I think sometimes you can separate, like, hey, we didn't make a lot of money from this, but they say hugely successful in terms of turnover and media value. They're correct. Like, we talked about it. A ton of other people talked about it, of like, hey, Pokemon is partnering with, like, they're making an $800 purse. And it was just wild to think about and how much media coverage that got and people talking about it. And then it was like, I remember seeing one of those purses for the first time in the wild, and I was like, I know how much you spent on that, and that's insane, but that's also really cool that you have that, like, very specific purse from this very specific event. We just launched an exciting collaboration with Clark's, which brings to life our much-loved Pokemon characters Pikachu, Squirtle, Mewtwo, and our famous Pokeball symbol on some super cool footwear. The 10-piece collection features classic Clark's Kid and legendary Clark's original sneakers and shoes, and include a cute mini-me moment. The Kid's black suede... Oh, okay, whatever. Now they're just advertising the shoes. We know how many of our fans use fashion and wear Pokemon clothes to express their love of our intellectual property. That makes fashion a shared language, and we choose to work with brands who speak our language. For us, that means brands offer quality, creative, fun, wearability, sustainability, innovation, and boundary-pushing ideals. Having a great collection is not enough. We also find new ways to shout about it, meaning that the standout market supports at retail and beyond is just as important too. We love creating hype, and we need our collaborations to tell a story that will speak to our fans and keep them engaged and enthused.
FashionUnited.com is Team Yell confirmed.
Yeah, I am not gonna lie. I want this Clark's.
The problem is, and I'm looking it up. The problem is that they only have 2 colors, like 2 styles in the adult section.
Yeah, I know.
But like they show these. What?
There's a Clark's at Mall of America.
Oh, but like this Mewtwo one that they show in the article looks really cool. Like, it's this kind of lighter pink color, like it's Mewtwo's colors. It has Mewtwo on the back, and then it's got a Pokeball on the bottom. This looks really cool, but it's one of the kids' ones.
Yeah.
And so you only have 2 options.
I
like
they
have
both
the kids'
of them,
sneakers. Yeah, that's all right.
Final paragraph here is take the Converse and Pokemon collaboration for our 25th anniversary. The footwear, apparel, and accessory collections sold out online within 48 hours due to the huge demand of our customized print-on-demand shoes. We had to turn off this activity for 2 weeks. We had to turn off this activity 2 weeks early as demand exceeded supply, while as our Longchamp and Pokemon collection was nominated for Best Collaboration at a Licensing International Award.
So what I find interesting and what they're not really saying is that what's good for their brand is that the adults who played this as a kid are still attached to the brand now that they have money. So
Yes.
it's a sign of like how Disney does generational things. Like every 10 years they'll re-release a bunch of films because they're getting a new generation of kids. What we're seeing here is that the 25th anniversary was a mark they made so much money because they have successfully kept their audience, which is really good for the future length and life of their brand, because now they can do adult collaborations and those are successful. So they've successfully kept an audience now for 25 years, which is how they've become such a national and huge brand presence. And it's like the sort of unstated thing of this article is, yeah, we have done it. We have hit the Disney mark of this is now part of everybody's lexicon, and it is now going to be a generational thing. Like we proved now that we've passed one generation into the next that this is a generational product.
Side note, I wonder if Clark's sponsored this article since they really like spent like 2 paragraphs talking about their specific shoes.
I'm not going to
It
lie.
has to
I want
be.
the Pikachu yellow boot hardcore. I don't want to spend $180, but I do want it.
Yeah, and I think that's a thing that I feel like people overlook. Although our podcast talks about like the Pokemon news of like, hey, they're collaborating with BBC, hey, they're collaborating with Oreos, hey, they're collaborating with Fossil. Like we talk about that stuff very casually because like we talk about Pokemon every single week, but like that's really impactful to like keep hitting those. Keep hitting like an audience that doesn't look at Pokemon on a weekly basis. Like somebody walking into a store being like, oh, they put Pikachu on Oreos. Let's get the Pikachu Oreos this week because like they're the same price, but this one has Pikachu on it. Or the, walking into a Levi's and seeing, a Pikachu jacket and being like, oh, I came here for jeans, but look at this cool Pikachu jacket. Like they've done such a good job in the last couple of years of just working with brands and like hitting these huge media things where it's like we're with Levi's, we're with Converse, we're with Oreo, we're with Nabisco, we're with Clark's, we're with Longchamp, we're with BBC. I still think BBC is a very bad name for a billionaire boys club.
Yeah.
I mean, adults have money.
I was gonna like the one thing that I would interject here that like is on my mind every time you talk about these types of collaborations and partnerships is like what would you like what would you want that hasn't been done before?
That's a good question.
It can be added maybe to next week's question of the week, but it's just like that's something to me that I'm always like I'm like, oh, this is such a good idea and this is so cool, but then I'm like,
this is probably really specific, but Disney partnered with Apple for like those like 2 Mickey Mouse watch faces that are exclusive to the Apple Watch. And I feel like Pokemon is on that level to be like, here's a Pikachu exclusive Apple Watch face, and here's a Charmander, like it would probably be Charizard, right? It'd like be Pikachu.
It would be
Charizard.
Charizard, let's be real.
But like Disney is on that level, and I am sure there are people that had zero interest in an Apple Watch, and they were big Disney adults, and they pulled the trigger on an Apple Watch because they could have a Mickey Mouse watch face. I'm sure those people exist.
Oh,
I could see them doing it for watch bands as well. Like if I could have a watch band that had something Pokemon related on it, that would be really cute. Because right now I don't have an Apple Watch, but like I could get one. I have one. I know someone that's trying to get rid of one, so I could get it.
I have access.
I have access to one, but I currently am like, meh. But like, if I could get like a Vulpix, a little cute little sleepy Vulpix on it or something, I'd be
I don't know if Pokemon has done anything with Nike yet. They did stuff with Adidas.
Yet.
I don't think
They've done
Nike.
Adidas.
I could see Vans. I could see them doing something cool with
Oh
Vans.
yeah, they haven't done
Yeah.
anything with Vans.
Because I know Vans does a lot of cool collaborations, and I'm still searching forever. They had this one bee design that I wanted so bad, and I can't find it anywhere. And I'm still forever. I go into a Vans.
there was a Sailor Moon Vans collaboration like 2 months
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
I would buy a Doc Martens Pokemon collab in a minute.
I thought
In
Doc
a
Martens is
minute.
bad now though. What? I thought they like outsourced like they like don't use the same factory anymore and they use cheaper materials. That's just what I read. I wasn't sure.
I hadn't heard that. I want
This isn't a
beekeeping
Doc Martens
equipment
podcast.
that is Pokemon. Okay. Anyway, that was just an aside.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what I would. Shoes don't work for
Listeners,
me.
listeners, down in the comments, like, subscribe.
Oh
Tell
yeah,
us-
that's a good one.
Yeah.
Tell us what product you want that currently they don't have, and then TCPI will look at our comments and
Yeah,
they'll
I'm
make
sure.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be like ideas.
You know,
idea generator.
Uncle and Niantic or Uncle and TCPI will get right on it for you.
Final article here is off BBC, not to be confused with the Billionaire Boys Club. This is the British. Wait, what does BBC stand for?
Broadcasting Corporation.
British Broadcasting Corporation.
I'm assuming. Do you know what it actually is? Greg, we've broken Greg. Is that not what it is? What is it? We've broken Greg.
I mean, it is the British Broadcasting Corporation, but
Okay, good.
that whole thing leading up to it just killed me. So just
Okay.
go.
So off BBC.
World's largest Pokemon collection could sell for £300,000. I think that's the L with the line is pounds, right?
Yeah.
The world's largest collection of Pokemon memorabilia assembled by a superfan of over 25 years is to go under the hammer. Is that an expression?
Yeah.
Oh, like auction.
As in
Oh,
hammer,
like an
auction.
auction hammer. I was
Yeah.
thinking of like Tim the Toolman hammer.
I was
No.
thinking like it's gonna get like broken. I know at
Yeah.
first, and I was like,
I mean-
that's,
We tend to call it a gavel here and not a hammer.
that's true.
So
So there are more than 200,000 items to be auctioned.
20.
Oh, sorry, 20,000. The haul will be sold officially on October 18th. I guess that's the end date. The auction firm believes that it should make up to £300,000. The collection consists of trading cards, video games, manga, film, posters, toys, action figures, books, toilet paper, items from the UK, US, France, and Japan. After 2 decades of catching them all, the seller said she had decided to sell her haul for financial reasons, although will be keeping a few sentimental items.
That
The
is
Guinness-
so sad.
The Guinness World Record certificate, which has been displayed in Hartford's museum as part of an exhibition.
yes, part of an exhibition on popular culture. Yes.
I don't know why I struggled with that word so much. Will be kept as an important keepsake. This is a fantastic once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to own a single largest collection of Pokemon memorabilia that has ever come to the market, and it is currently being stored in a secure lockup. Pokemon has been soaring in value in the collector's market for the past 6 years. Wealthy young people in their 20s and 30s who got into Pokemon when they were children have been are buying, and prices have spiked. And there's no conclusion to this article because it's not October 18th, so we don't actually know
We
how
don't know
much
what
this
it's
will
actually gonna sell for.
There's also not a list of things in here. Like, we don't, like, they say that it's like cards and video games and
All I know is in the picture there's a Roserade and a Roselia action figure, and I'm like, can I just buy those 2 pieces?
No, single
Can
haul.
I just?
Single haul.
I know.
You know what's funny is like the video game stuff isn't even the most expensive
No.
stuff, right? Like you could be
No,
like,
it's
well,
not.
Heart Gold Soul Silver is like $100, and it's like $100 is nothing if it's supposed to be auctioned
Right.
at 300,000.
Right. Like the video games, because they're easily found. There's got to be stuff in here. There's got to be cards and plushes and
Yeah.
odd memorabilia that what were made once and never seen again.
Toilet paper, man. Yeah.
She's not selling Ancient Mew because That is.
Yeah, I mean, it could be that she just has 300 ancient Mews. She just saw the movie so many times.
Yeah, she just really liked it. For non-UK listeners who might be ignorant of how much 300 pounds is, not me, I know exactly what it is, but for other people,
Not me though.
not me.
Not you,
it's
though.
about 340,000 USD. So, especially because the pound has been taking a
The
beating
pound
right now.
the pound has been taking a pounding.
If they have unopened booster boxes, that could really add value there. Like,
Would that be worth 340K?
Yeah, there's
no,
two
like if
booster
she had like an
boxes.
unopened first edition fossil set, what is that, like $80,000 right there? Mm-hmm. If it's not first edition, it's probably like $20,000. I mean, I say that somebody's probably gonna quickly write in the comments that actually fossil is like yeah, I'm sure it's some ridiculous price. Yeah.
On one of the captions, it says highlights of the collection include 3 German first edition sealed base set packs, a signed Japanese Mew purse plush, and a display stand.
I don't remember German cards being worth a whole lot, but
Apparently, it's the #1 highlight because it's the first thing they name. German first edition sealed base set packs. Though, I mean, if she has those, then she's got to have other.
yeah,
sealed
yeah. If
packs
she
as
has
well.
like sealed, if she has 3 sealed base set packs, I'm sure she has other sealed packs as well. So it's like
Man.
cards probably add a lot to this.
Yeah.
Anything signed, like
I
it says
wish
signed Japanese Mew. Well, who signed it? Was it Masuda that signed it? Like,
Yeah. I
I
wish
signed
that
it.
I had money to just give her because this sucks. Like, imagine being
Yeah.
this passionate about it and being this excited about collecting. Because she said that she's selling it for financial reasons, I doubt that she's like, oh, now's the time. Like, I've been keeping all of this because I wanted to make all this profit and blah, blah, blah.
but
Like,
is now the time? I feel like now is the time, though, right?
not with
for-
the British pound dumping
Yeah.
down. It's not the time.
Maybe the time was
No.
a year ago.
I don't know. It's just it's just,
I mean, that's the thing with Pokemon cards too. I like remember when we had like 5 episodes in a row, like talking about how expensive Pokemon cards have become. And I remember just like countless people coming in being like, prices are only going to go up, only going to go up. And it's like, get off
Yeah,
Wall Street
but
bets.
they also
like,
go down.
they're not going to keep going up. There's going to be a time where the pandemic this is for audio listeners, air quote, over. And a lot of people feel like it's over now, and like it reflects in card prices. Like, people aren't buying Pokemon cards anymore. They're using their money to go to bars or to go to restaurants or to go to baseball games or NASCAR events. I don't know why I picked NASCAR, but you know, they're not buying cards as much anymore. They're doing other stuff. And the amount of people who sent their cards off to PSA to get slabbed, and now there's just thousands of slabs on eBay that no one wants to buy. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
people have stopped buying Pokemon. So, like, is now the right time to sell? Is she selling because she strongly believes the right time to sell, or she just really needs the money? I don't know. Maybe last year was the better time to sell. Like, it's so
Yeah.
hard to say, like, would you have gotten more money if you sold a year ago? Would you get more money if you wait 5 more years? Like, if you need the money, you need the money.
Right.
Yep.
I mean, there could be a number of reasons why she's selling. Like,
Yeah.
did you say it's for financial reasons? We could be like, I just don't want to keep this up anymore, and I want to get out while the getting's good. But yeah, I mean, I hope she's selling it not like, if I don't sell it, I lose my house.
That's the way that it's I read it. I don't know. That's
Yeah,
I was like,
I don't know
oh,
if that's
no.
I'm imagining is I want to get out while the getting's good, and I'm
Yeah.
just not interested in having this massive collection in my house anymore. Believe me, I know this feeling very well.
All right. Question of the week.
Question of is the question of the week.
This is from our YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. If you could edit yourself, this is from Lance, by the way. If you could edit yourself into one of the Pokemon movies, which would it be, and what scenes would you choose?
I just want to be in the background laughing at Sir Lawrence turning into the Licky Licky.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
That is my idea. Be like, you deserved it, dude. You were a jerk.
I want to be, so, I mean, like my brain went in. I now have two things. So first of all, I would love to be a bug trainer, or a Pokemon professor that specializes in bug type Pokemon, and come forward and just talk about the plight of bug type Pokemon / insects in the real world. But I then thought about how this doesn't have to be, he didn't say animated, so it could be in live action, and it could be in Detective Pikachu, and I could be Ryan Reynolds' new wife. So I think that's what I want.
I will be Ryan Reynolds' new husband.
There we go.
Got it.
Detective
We
Pikachu
will be part
2.
of Ryan Reynolds' new harem.
Yeah, we will be there.
Family together.
Structure.
Yeah.
However it works, whatever Ryan wants, we're good with.
We're there.
We're there to support. We have Pokemon to help battle.
I will talk about your Mint Mobile till the cows come home. Not a sponsor. I will talk about your whiskey.
Oh yeah, Ryan Reynolds does. I was like, what is Mint Mobile? I was like, oh yeah, Ryan Reynolds does own Mint Mobile.
I mean, I would have to like keep those parts of my life separate, but that's fine. We're good at drawing lines.
He does own that company. I forgot about that.
Could I be in the power of us to be just at the beginning to say, don't watch this film? Please go do something else. Anything else. Don't watch this one.
I would want to be in the Destiny Deoxys movie because they have that automated hot dog machine.
Yeah.
And then
just
I
slide
could
in to get a Deoxys hot dog and then get out.
Yeah, that is probably one of the coolest cities they've animated in a movie. Like that whole city is very future. Like for as many Pokemon movies as we've gotten, that city is like top 3, like most futuristic.
It's a really good city.
That city is very cool. So I would say Destiny Deoxys.
I just want to be in Kirim and the Swords of Justice because I like that film.
That film's good.
Yeah, and I just want to be like, Kirim, get back there and do your duty, you chicken.
He was trying to do his job. Kirim or Keldeo kept running away.
Keldeo, get back there and fight.
Yeah.
I want to be in the Entei movie, and I want to be Entei's best friend.
Okay.
Okay. Well, that's our episode for today. Again, if you're like, why didn't they cover whatever was in the trailer? We recorded this the day before the trailer because I'm leaving on a trip. If you want to know my thoughts, there will probably be a YouTube video up. That'll give my live reaction for that.
I'll do cover my that thoughts stuff on TikTok.
We will cover that stuff next week.
I won't do it on TikTok then.
The following week, whatever the next episode is, we will cover it. I'm sure they'll show Wiglet. I'm sure they'll show a new Pokemon. I'm sure, I don't know, they'll show another like regional.
Fingers crossed we're getting the 3rd evolution. That's all I say. I need to know before I pick my starter.
No, you need to commit.
No, I want to know
I am not
what the
going through a
evolutions are.
Samurott heartbreak.
This is not how friendship works. You pick and you commit.
Okay, you box your friends on a regular basis. You cannot use that argument when I know you box your starter.
If I get another fighting cat, I'm going to be so mad. Mad.
I'm into that.
I don't want a fighting cat.
Give him legs.
Too many. No.
Not enough.
I want a cat that stays on all 4 paws.
We have those. They're all bad. We have
Octocat.
Persian. We have Pyroar. We have Raikou.
I
They're
want
not
a good
great.
Dare you attack Persian that carried your team for months? You jerk.
The disrespect.
We have 2 different Pyroars. A lady and a man. They're on 4 legs.
The disrespect.
Normal fire. Okay, so we'll be back next week. Thank you for listening. It is a fresh new month. If you would like to support us as we gear up for Scarlet and Violet, you got 2 options. If you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts, there's a new subscribe button in Apple Podcasts. If you hit that, you get ad-free episodes. You also get access to bonus podcasts. You don't have to do anything. The Apple Podcast premium feed is actually super well made. It's a hassle on my end to make it work, but Apple does the thing where they make it as easy as possible for you all, and that is true. It's a nightmare for me on the back end because I have to upload some. But for you as the user, Apple's very convenient in taking your money and very convenient at giving you the premium stuff without you having to change or do anything. So if you want the premium feed, so no ads, bonus episodes, all that stuff, you can get a free 2-week trial through Apple Podcasts where you can test how it works, see how convenient it is. If you like it, it's $5 a month. Or if you do a full year, you save like $15. So there's that. Other way is through Patreon, which is ise.cash or patreon.com/itssuper or patreon.com/PKMNcast. Again, $5 a month. You get the premium feed as well. You get the ad-free episodes. You get access to our Slack. I am going to be revamping the Patreon near the end of the month, early month. We have like a new reward coming for the $25 people. We have a couple other bonuses coming as we gear up for Scarlet and Violet. So if you're looking for other people to play with, if you're looking for a community, if you are looking for other people to talk to about Scarlet and Violet, our Slack community is really great. And it's always bussin'. It's always super, super busy during game launches. So,
I mean, even before that, we have in one of the channels, we have a walking challenge. In another channel, we're talking about Great British Bake Off. So
there's a bunch of people that play Unite together every single night in those channels.
Yeah.
There was a very dedicated hardcore Animal Crossing group throughout. I think some of them are still active.
Yep, I'm in a Minecraft channel where we have a server.
I didn't even know we had a Minecraft channel.
We have a Minecraft channel and we have a server.
We have a
and
lot.
I have a strip mine going for that server.
So yeah, super easy way to support the show. Hey, if you made it to the end, that's also supporting. So thank you for making it to the end. Cody, what's your Twitter?
I had to look it up as always. It's literally just my name. It's at Cody Mathis, CODEYMATHIS, because I dox myself.
That's fine. My full name's out there. Greg's full name is out there.
It's
a very journalism thing.
It's mostly insects, Lord of the Rings memes, and Pokemon. Sometimes talking about PhD life, that kind of stuff.
I mean, my name was hidden for a long time because of death threats, but since I put out a game under my name, I had to like break that embargo. So
yeah.
Now you just get threats about your bad Pokemon opinions.
Correct.
Greg, they can find you at White Wing. You can find me at Dragging a Lake. Again, thank you for listening to the episode. We will see you all next week. You can follow the podcast on Twitter at PKMNcast. As we gear up, as we get closer to Scarlet and Violet, I will be giving away the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Switch OLED. I'll say that early. We'll be doing a huge giveaway for that. I don't want to start that giveaway until I get it. I did successfully pre-order it, but I don't. But hey, sometimes GameStop cancels orders on you. So once that arrives, I think it comes out November 3rd. It comes out like a little bit before the games come out. We'll be setting up the giveaway for that. So
did the winners of the giveaway of the games accept?
Yes, I believe 4 of the 5 have gotten back to me. I'm going to give that last person an extra day or two before I redraw.
Let me know.
I mean, because it defaults to me, and when somebody drops out, it goes straight to me.
It defaults to
Does it?
All the.
I want to be in. I need to put my name in.
we will see you guys all next week. Thank you for listening. This has been another episode of the Pokemon Podcast, and we are
super effective.
Super. What do you want? 4 paws on the ground. What do you want it in the next game? 4 paws on the ground. 4 paws on the ground.
Steve, you looked, the face you made was like when people were singing the song at that one event, and you were just standing in the middle of the crowd. With
my favorite ever created GIF. Hit me up if you want to see it.
Your soul leaving your body.
Every day of my life.